You see, being a good person, lovely soul, it doesn't mean that you have to allow yourself to suffer in silence. This is a tough lessons. It says lessons, right? Because you can really learn many lessons from being a good person. This is a tough lesson for such a big heart, a kind soul like you are. So stay tuned to the end of this video because I got some messages here for you about good people and why you may struggle, or giving you some confirmation on some things that you may catch yourself doing that you need to know right now. And this video is going to clarify that for you. Welcome to my channel. I'm Miss Kelly. Look at me tongue-tied, man. You got something to say, right? You want to be heard. Speak up for yourself is what I'm feeling right now, lovely soul. That's why I felt tongue-tied. Speak up for yourself. You feel like it be at the tip of your tongue, but you don't say it. You push it back in. You suppress it. That's a message as well, lovely soul. Welcome to my channel. I'm Miss Kelly, Travel Spiritually. If you have clicked on this video, welcome. You have messages here. There are messages here for you. Just take what resonates and leave what doesn't, for we are all on different timelines. And this is key so that you don't be confused, lovely soul, okay? And so you don't be thinking you're doing something wrong just because something might not resonate to you, or you taking in some information that confuse you in your inner world, okay? So take what resonates and leave what doesn't, lovely souls. Let's go ahead and jump into this video. So being a good person, it does not mean that you have to suffer in silence. This is not okay, lovely soul. Right? This is not okay, but it definitely, like, we have to stop being okay with things that we're really not okay with. You know, it's like you might be around people or be around and getting caught up in certain circumstances, because I feel like I heard because you're a nice person, right? And you don't have boundaries set. You're just letting people in your energy. And some of you have boundaries set and people are crossing over those boundaries, and you're allowing that to happen because you keep telling yourself it's because I'm a good person, right? And you be not okay with things that you be associating with. You be not okay with things that people have to say, but you sit there and you'll suffer in silence because you'll relate that into being a good person. Stop associating with being a good person with how much you're willing to suffer in silence, because that has nothing to do with being a good person. As I just started the video, and you see I got tongue-tied. Speak up for yourself. Set you some boundaries, lovely soul, and remove those who keep trying to cross over your boundaries. Remove those who act like they ain't hear what you had to say, right? Because that's what they got to do. You got to stand up for yourself. You got to stand up in your power. You got to say what you mean. You got to mean what you say, right? Because a lot of these people, they don't believe that you mean what you say, because they are taking in like your kindness for weakness and trying to take advantage of you. You have to be very mindful of this, and you have to really take the labels off of this and see energy, right? See the person for who they are, like see the energy. Take the labels off if it's family, because this will make you feel that, well, I have to do this for my family. I have to do this because my family. I got to suffer because my family. I can't be myself around my family. I just have to suffer. I can't say what makes them uncomfortable. I can't say and feel and be myself around them, however that's meaning, because that as well is coming through right now. Or I can't speak up for myself because I'll just get shut down, right? And or I won't be able. These people, they won't accept me, or they won't no longer want me to be a part of their lives, right? Or maybe I just avoid conflict because I don't like conflict at all. So I think that things are best left me not saying anything, even though I feel like I want to say something. I feel like instead of me saying something that maybe need to be heard, right, and needs to be released within myself, instead I'll suffer in silence. And a kind person, lovely soul, can still say no. A lot of times people feel like I'm very kind, I'm a good person, so I don't want to say no, right? And what I've learned about saying no, it's just like anything else. You have to make it familiar to you. It was not easy for me at first to say no because I was such a kind person, and I would associate my past with the person I was dealing with, or I would associate my past with the person I was dealing with who was also a family member. So the things my struggles in the past, the things that I've experienced in my past, when certain people were there for me, I would always feel like I had to be there for them all the time, and I feel like I was obligated to have to be there for them for them because they were there for me when no one else was, in a way. Like, they might have done a favor for me, or let me borrow something, or took me somewhere, right? And I've already feel like I got to dedicate my whole life to this person just because they done that for me, because I'm such a good person. Like you're such a kind person. So maybe somebody done something for you and you never forgot that. So you keep feeling like you got to dedicate all your time and energy to them. Anytime they want something, you feel like you got to be there for them. You got to do it for them, even though you are starting to see that they are taking advantage of that. What I've noticed is that when you do stuff for people, certain people, not all people, right? When you start to do something for somebody, they're going to want more of it, and they're going to they're going to start to expect you to do things for them. So they're going to be in shock when you first say no. They're going to feel some type of way when you say no. But that is the key. Whenever you do something different, you can then see. You will see the truth of the person's true colors. It may not sting a bit. It may sting a bit. It may hurt a bit. But you got to do this so you can see the people for who they are. So you can see who is taking advantage of you. So you can see who truly may not like you, who really don't cut for you. They might not rock with you. They may not be there for you. But you're not seeing it because you're always saying yes, yes, yes. Even when you're tired, you're putting yourself back and you're putting these people forward. Even when you really want to say no, you still say yes because you associate with this as being a good person, and you're associating this with things that you've experienced in your past. Okay, just because somebody was there for us in our past, it's like it almost feel like a favor for another favor, right? But your favor's ongoing, right? Because somebody do something good for us, that doesn't mean we have to get something back in return from that particular person. Doing good should be just something that we do, not something that we should take advantage of or others should take advantage of, right? It should be something that we do without expecting anything back from it. So that right there is already a red flag, and people are expecting you to be there for them because of them being there for you in the past, right? Or maybe now they've done something for you, done a favor for you, so they expect you to do multiple favors for them. They expect you to give your energy to them. Oh my gosh, that's already a red flag, and that can also bring across some confusion to you, right? So that's a message for someone out there, because you are struggling with saying no. Say no, 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 and no means no. They're going to say, why? Why can't you? I've already said no. I don't have to explain myself any further. I don't even want to go on with this. I'm tired. You want to be saying you're tired? Or I don't have time right now. Or no, you don't even have to explain. It just depends on who you are and where you are and how you might feel about it. If you feel like you want to explain why you don't want to do something, and go for it, it may be a run on, or it may not never be understood. It's just a waste of energy because people don't hear what they don't want to hear. They're only going to hear what they want to hear, right? So they may try to talk you out of it. So just, if you want to do that to see more of who they are and for them to show their true colors for you, because maybe you need to see this, then go for it. Go ahead and do what you got to do by saying no, because I got to do this, but don't make up just be real. Just keep it real with it when you say no, but mean it, and don't turn back on your word. Your word is your bond, lovely souls. And the changes that we experience in our life when we do things differently, like we always say yes, right? For instance, and all of a sudden now we might say no to certain things and the person's always expecting us to say yes. That's when we're able to see the type of people that we have around us, and we can see who's taking us for granted. So that's why change is so key within ourselves, because we can see. Right? So say no and mean it, lovely soul. I mean it like I said, and I say it because I mean it, and know that you're okay with this, and be okay with this, because being kind does not mean that you have to be somebody else's doormat where they can just wipe their feet all over you and walk all over you whenever they feel good and ready. No, you got to teach people how to treat you. What happened is you have taught people how to treat you this way because you've allowed it, and now they feel that they can treat you like this, right? So now it's time to change it up, lovely soul, because you are a good person. The message is coming through right now. It's just like a lot of good people got burned and they turned to bad people, and that's not you. If you are someone who did get burned a lot to where you kind of felt like you turned bitter and you kind of closed off from the world, and you kind of feel like you don't want to give out any good to anyone or do anything for anyone because of this, the world can easily turn you out like that, because that's happened to me. So very, very much be mindful of that, and then tap into why you're feeling this way. Go back and see what caused you to feel this way. And it's probably tied to, as I mentioned, people who have burned you in the past. It seems like a lot of people burned you. You got tired, you got fed up, and you turned it says dark, right? You kind of started, they say evil for evil, start doing evil for evil. So watch out for that as well, because you don't want to match the energy of the person who did something to you. You don't want to do that back to them. That's evil for evil. We don't want to move in that direction. You want to rise above that energy, so that somebody can learn the way and teach one another, right? We're here, each one teach one is what I heard right now. So we're here to teach each other. So what you do is, guys, is really balance out your energies with giving and receiving. As I've mentioned before, if you didn't know, like whenever you're just giving, it's just like never taking a breath. It's just like going through. That's when you're giving. And when you receive, you take a breath. So it should be balanced, right? Equal take. So it should be a balanced thing. So be mindful of that as well, so that you're going to feel some type of guilt at first because you've been doing this for so long and you've been associating with this as being a good person. You know, good people don't want to see other people suffer. It's a natural response to protect the people that we loved. And we literally are willing to take over their suffering and cause ourselves to suffer. So instead of the people that we love that are suffering, we'd rather it be us. I've even heard people say, I'd rather that be me than them, right? I know you've heard that before. Maybe we even said that before. I'd rather that be me than them, because you feel like these people, they can't. First of all, you don't like the way it feels to watch other people suffer. And this is the same as with a stranger, right? You don't like the way it feels to see other people suffer. And you got to watch out for this, because you'll easily take on other people's suffering. It's like you see that people, I feel like somebody is saying like they feel that, I feel like somebody holding on to somebody because they feel like they can't make it without them. You got to let them figure it out for themselves, because you're not here to save nor protect anyone, lovely soul. You're here to live your life, right? So you have to let them go. That's a message that just came through right now. And this is also associated to you being a good person, but you really want to let them go, but you feel like it's going to make you look like a bad person, which already shows that you're still caring what people think of you. So let that go. Who cares what people think of you? See, a lot of people are going to think a whole lot about you regardless of anything that you do. People are always going to talk. So don't live your life for other people. Live your life for you, lovely soul. You see, you'll see people in pain, and it hurts your heart, right? And I would say that's one of the biggest challenges of being conscious and awake and empathic, right? Because you can feel what other people are feeling, but this is definitely a superpower. So you're able to guide and help with this energy and so much more, right? When you learn how to use it in the right way and not use your empathy so that people can just walk all over you and take advantage of you, lovely soul, because your energy is precious and not everyone even deserves to even be around you, right? Not everyone deserves the energy, the precious energies that you have to just like drain you, suck you dry, and feel like energy vampires that you may have around you, or you may have had around you. You may have walked away, because some people have walked away from this. So you don't like to see people in pain, and this hurts your heart, and you would rather tolerate their pain instead of them. So be mindful of that as well. Don't take on others people's pain. The pain that we each individually experience within ourselves is there to teach us something, right? Whatever pain that is within us, we have to dive down deep and figure out where this all started, what's causing this pain to occur. Like, it's usually, I keep seeing trauma, right? Childhood trauma, any types of trauma that you may experience in your life. We never know unless somebody had told us their pain. We don't know why someone is suffering and in pain. But we know that as we are learning today, that we can all get ourselves out of this. We can all pull through this, right? And we don't have to live in that place. So, I mean, like, it's not like pain and suffering is intentional, like, I want you here to suffer forever. No, it's here to teach you. So when you look at and you see people suffering and you see people in pain, you can look at this like, you know, I pray they find their way. I pray they find healing. I pray they find inner peace. I pray they find their truth. I pray they release what is causing them to carry all this pain, right? You can look at it differently instead of taking on their pain and making it yours. See, good people tend to do this, right? Because you're such a strong soul and you may see a lot of weakness within that person, then you'll also try to take it on. You feel like you can handle it better than them. Good people feel others people's pain. As I mentioned, that empathy that you have, right? You feel like you can handle it better than them, right? But you got to let them handle it because that's their pain. That's not your pain, right? Lovely soul, learn to use your power in the right way and not just giving away your empathy like that for everyone. You know, this is all the pain that I used to endure and have inside me, and all the trauma, all that stuff taught me who I am today, gave me knowledge, gave me wisdom and everything. So it's actually a beautiful thing when it is transmuted, when it's transformed, right? And many of you actually understand exactly what I'm saying right now when I say that, but some of you are in the beginning stages of whatever level that you're on, and you are struggling with this. And I'm feeling like with your friends, your family, people that's been in your circle for 2, 5, 10 years, 1 year, like you are struggling with this, but you're so tired of being everybody's doormat. You're so tired of people walking all over you. You're so tired of people not caring about you. And you're also confused on who actually does care and who doesn't. So when you make these changes, they will show themselves to you. All you gotta do is observe and see it. It'll be right there, and accept it and heal whatever comes up within you, because it might hurt. And but just heal it and release that energy out of your body. So whenever you take on other people's pain, it's like you feel their pain because you have that empathy. So you can feel their pain like it's yours. And that's a double burden of suffering on your own heart, lovely soul. So be mindful of not to doing that. I would not encourage you to do that. And if you are doing it, please stop, because you're hurting your heart. You're hurting yourself. When someone hurts you, you forgive them, because you can't keep so much negativity in your heart. You feel like that all that negativity, you don't want to keep it in your heart. So you forgive them, right? But you forgive them in a way that you don't seek revenge unless you've been turned out. You'll seek revenge because you want someone to hurt the way you hurt. The way they hurt you, you want them to hurt, right? And that's some of you who get turned out, right? But some of you that hurt me. I don't want to hurt nobody else like that. That's the message that's coming through too. So the way you forgive them is like you take them back and you let them stay in your life, and they keep hurting you, and the process and the pattern keeps occurring and repeating over and over again. And again, you are suffering in silence. So when you forgive them, you have to let them go. Or because if they have not changed, then they're going to keep hurting you, is the message that's coming through right now. So yes, forgive them for yourself, and forgive yourself for the role that you played, and let them go, right? This is all about learning how to let go, for starters, because that is one of the biggest things that all of us came here to learn, is how to let go, detach, right, and unlearn, which is the biggest challenges out here. So this is all lessons that are teaching you. So don't feel bad if you're in this situation, or if I feel like somebody feel like I'm stuck here, I'm trapped here, this is not easy. Oh my God, I just feel like a bad person. Get used to feeling whatever you're feeling, and see why you're feeling like that, and look at that and release that, and do what you really want to do, which is let go, walk away. Right? That's what you really want. You don't really want to suffer in silence. So I would encourage you to stop associating this as with being a good person, because that's what's causing you to really feel like a bad person. You feel like this is what good people do, and bad people do the opposite. You get what I'm saying? So be mindful of what you're saying, because that's what's causing you to stay stuck there as well. So, you feel like another thing about good people, I feel like a lot of you like, yeah, I'm going to resonate with this. Another thing about good people, right, is that people bring their burdens to you all the time because they feel safe with you. They feel comfortable around you. They feel comfortable with speaking to you, even strangers, right? So people will bring their burdens to you. And but you, on the other hand, feel that you don't like to ask for help or bring your burdens onto other people. Like, you don't like to speak about the things that you're experiencing, the things that you are going through, your problems, right? You feel like you got to handle it all on your own. Like, I heard like superstar. No, you don't have to handle anything all on your own. You don't have to do this all by yourself. You can actually speak up and open up to people that you can find that are there to listen to you, right? People like yourself, who are empaths, right? Light workers, star seeds, chosen ones, real people who actually can listen. listen to you so you can be heard, or you can write this down, or you can put on a camera and talk online if you want to, or you can talk and not even post it, right? However you want. There's definitely different ways of a healthy outlet of expressions. So, but don't just keep this in. As good people, we don't ever want to open up to receive help from other people, right? We don't like to put our burdens on other people. We feel like that's not the right thing to do. We feel like we need to just deal with it on our own, deal with all our problems on our own, and we suffer in silence. And a lot of times we might even ignore our stuff and put it on the back burner, right? And again, we're still suffering in silence, and this energy is just within us. And it needs to come out. So these are things that us good people do, lovely souls, and also good people, like, they give without demanding anything, as I mentioned in return in the beginning of this video, but people take advantage of them. They take advantage, like they see their kindness for weakness because you're being vulnerable, which is amazing. Vulnerability is strength, but you have to be mindful and watch out for the takers. Right. And that's why I'm saying all these different things to you in this video, so you can kind of see where this is all going for yourself, because people take advantage of good people. They take good people for granted, and then they reject them. Sometimes they reject them and leave them hanging, leave them I heard like left behind, like this, just like trash, right? Like just tied up. Not saying that you're trash, just tied up and throw it out like, oh, I'm done with them. I'm rejecting them now. I don't need nothing else from them. And I see this so often. They just reject them, and then the good people feel lost because of this. And the one message as well that's coming through is like to you parents out there. As parents, there's many layers to you. There's many layers to you, lovely soul. And as parents, we're also teachers within us. And at times we have to bring out that teacher within us to help guide our children. And this is something I want to also share with you before I end this video. Just like me, there was some guilt energy deeply within me. And I had noticed it trying to play a role in my life. So I kept releasing that energy. And then I felt like there was something there. And I didn't even know it was that energy, the guilt energy. And I felt like something was still there that needed to leave, I need to let go of. So I asked my higher self, can you show me what is it that I'm not seeing that needs to be let go of right now in this timing? And all of a sudden, my higher self started playing this out in my life. And I noticed it right there the same day, like, oh, wow. Okay, thank you, higher self. And I released the energy of guilt. And it's because as good people, once again, I'm sitting here watching people that I love suffer in silence because of their own choices and decisions, right? And I can easily absorb that energy, or make that like a part of me, like I did something wrong, right? If I basically, as a good person, I should go solve their problems for them, or I should give them what they want, because we be feeling other people's energy, yo. We can feel what they want from us, and sometimes we actually subconsciously give them that, right? So you got to be very careful of that. So you got to bring that teacher out in you at times, and you got to do things that make you very uncomfortable. You got to say things that make you very uncomfortable. But when this type of stuff happens in my life, I always, instead of blaming the person, I always look at the lesson, because if I blame, I will always miss the lesson, right? And because everything is teaching you a lesson, lovely soul. So that's the messages that I have for all you good people who stay tuned to the end of this video. Thank you so much, because your time is so valuable. Hit that like button if you like this video and if it resonates to you, so we can get this message out to more lovely souls like yourself. Share this video and follow me on Instagram at Miss Kelly Travel Spiritually. If you've not subscribed to my channel yet, I'm tongue-tied again. You really want to be heard. You really should speak up for yourself. You really should. I encourage you, lovely soul. That's the challenge that I have for you today. And if you keep coming back watching my videos, how you doing? You heard? I love each and every one of you. Consider subscribing to that channel by hitting that subscribe button and that bell, so you get all the newest videos that I drop. Follow me on Instagram at Miss Kelly Travel Spiritually. I'm not sure if I said that yet, because I'm in the flow right now. You feel me? I'm speaking from my heart to you. Right? I'm sharing my valuable time here with you. I love you guys. Keep taking care of yourself and stand up for you and stand in your power. Keep that balance though. Come back to see me. Peace, love, and light to you.